My beloved child, I want you to take a very deep breath right now and let the weight of the entire world fall away from your shoulders for just a few moments. This space we are in together is intentional, and I need you to feel the peace that is beginning to settle over your heart. Today is not just another day on the calendar, and this is not just another video appearing on your screen by chance or by some random technological whim. I am reaching out to you with a heart full of joy and a message that is meant to change every single thing you thought you knew about your current situation. I want to say congratulations to you, because the long, tiring season of wondering if you have been forgotten or passed over is officially coming to a close. Your miracle has not only been prepared, but it has arrived at the very door of your life, waiting for you to simply open your heart and receive it. There is a sacred movement happening in the unseen realm right now, a divine stirring that has been orchestrated specifically for your benefit, even while you were sleeping or going through the motions of your day. You may have felt a strange pull on your spirit today, a nudge that told you to stay and listen, and that is because your guardian angel is standing guard over this moment. They are making sure that you do not miss the profound grace that is being poured out over you right now, because they know exactly how much you have endured, how many times you have nearly broken, and exactly what it took for you to get to this point. I want you to understand that this is a moment of divine protection and guidance in a world that is constantly trying to rush you, to make you feel like you are falling behind, and to pull your attention in 1,000 different directions. I have carved out this sacred space just for you and me. This is not a coincidence or a random glitch in an algorithm. This is the creator of the universe stopping the clock and hushing the noise of the world just to have a personal, one-on-one conversation with your soul. Something holy is moving in the atmosphere, and as you listen to these words, you are entering into a place of perfect holy alignment. You have been praying for a shift, begging for a sign, and searching for a way out of the darkness. I want you to know that your prayers have not only been heard, but they have been answered with an overwhelming yes. The tears you cried in the middle of the night, thinking no one was there to see them or care about the pain they represented, were actually collected and held with the greatest care. Every time you chose to stay kind when people were cruel to you, every time you chose to keep your faith when the world told you to give up, and every time you whispered a prayer through a broken heart, you were building a bridge to the very miracle you are about to walk across. This moment is the divine confirmation you didn't know you needed, a solid proof that your faith was never in vain. If you can feel that this message is speaking directly to the depths of your spirit, I want you to take a moment to acknowledge it with a sense of peace. There is an incredible power in your agreement with what is true, and your heart is currently recognizing the frequency of the divine. You have spent so long carrying heavy burdens, trying to be the strong one for everyone else, and wondering when it would finally be your turn to be carried. I am telling you today that the shift has begun. You don't have to keep struggling to make things happen in your own limited strength. The divine confirmation you have been searching for is here, and it is telling you that the wait is over. Your miracle has already been dispatched from the heavens, and it is traveling toward you with a speed and a precision that will leave you absolutely breathless. This is a day of empowerment and hope, a day where we replace the fear of the future with the certainty of my love for you. If this message confirms what your spirit is already sensing and you feel the weight beginning to lift, declare your agreement in the comments below. I accept the upgrade. Let the act of writing these words be your public declaration, sealing this word and serving as an anchor of faith that activates the breakthrough being initiated over your life right now. As you stand in this agreement, remember that favor is meant to be shared. Taking a moment to share this message with someone who is struggling is an act of spiritual generosity that multiplies the favor on your own life. As you extend this blessing to another, watch how your own cup begins to run over with unexpected grace. For a long time now, you have felt like you were living in a perpetual state of not yet. You have watched others step into their blessings, seen doors open wide for people who didn't seem to work as hard as you, and you have sat in the quiet, lonely silence of your own waiting room, wondering if your name was ever going to be called. I want you to look back at that season not as a time of punishment or neglect, but as a time of profound and necessary preparation. Every single delay had a very specific purpose that you couldn't see at the time because you were in the middle of the struggle. Every setback was actually a setup for the incredible magnitude of what I'm doing in your life now. When you heard a no or felt a door slam in your face, it wasn't because I was trying to keep something good from you. It was because I was protecting you from a path that wasn't worthy of your calling, or a situation that would have eventually broken you. I was saying not yet because I was busy refining your character, strengthening your spirit, and preparing a blessing that was far bigger, deeper, and more beautiful than the small thing you were asking for back then. You have been kept alive and sustained through trials that would have completely broken someone else, and you are still standing here today because you were marked for this specific holy moment. You have been overlooked by the world, but you have never been overlooked by me. You have been faithful even when your hands were shaking, your pockets were empty, and your heart was heavy with the weight of unanswered questions. And now, I am moving on your behalf in a way that the world cannot ignore. This is not a promise for some distant, unreachable future that you can't see. This is a movement happening in your life right now. The doors that have been rusted shut for years are beginning to creak open, and the paths that were blocked by mountains are being cleared by my hand. But for you to walk into this new season, you must be willing to open your heart like never before and leave the baggage of your past behind. You must let go of the old identity of being the one who always struggles, or the one who is always left behind, and start putting on the royal identity of the one who is favored. Your soul has been tired, not just from the physical labor of daily life, but from the deep emotional weight of holding on to hope when every circumstance around you looked bleak. I am here to give you rest. I am here to tell you that the crushing pressure you have felt is finally lifting. Your angel is working overtime on your behalf because the plan I have for you is not ordinary, and it cannot be fulfilled through ordinary means. It is an extraordinary display of my grace that will serve as a powerful testimony to everyone who ever doubted your potential or counted you out. You were chosen and anointed before you were even born, and I have covered you in your darkest moments, even when you didn't realize it was my hand, holding your mind together and keeping your heart beating when you felt like giving up. I protected you from battles you didn't even know were being fought against you, and I shielded you from arrows you never saw coming. And now, I am calling you higher. I am calling you to step out of the dark valley of shadows and into the bright, warm sunlight of my presence. Liking this video right now is more than just a click. It is a physical act of faith that signals your spirit is ready for the shift. Let this simple gesture be the spark that activates the momentum of your breakthrough and brings your miracle into the visible realm faster than you ever imagined. Do not be afraid of the transition. The timing of your life is not a series of random accidents. It is a matter of perfect divine alignment. Your soul already knows this truth, but your heart needed to hear it spoken out loud today. What is ahead of you is too important for you to turn back now or to let doubt steal your focus. Every word of this message is a seed being planted in the fertile ground of your future. If you believe that your life is finally coming into alignment with your purpose, take heart and be encouraged. The weight you felt was simply the gravity of the blessing that is about to land in your life. I want you to think about those moments in your life when you narrowly escaped a disaster, when a sudden thought caused you to change your direction just in time, or when a person showed up at exactly the right second with exactly what you needed. Those were not lucky guesses or happy accidents. Those were the moments where my messengers were intervening on your behalf. Your angel has a very specific high-level assignment regarding your life, and they have been guarding your path with an intensity that you cannot even begin to imagine. They have been wrestling in the spiritual realm to ensure that the breakthroughs I have ordained for you reach you at the exact right moment without interference. This is why you couldn't just scroll past this message today, even if you were in a hurry. Your spirit stirred because it recognized the frequency of truth and the presence of your guardians. You are standing on sacred ground at the very edge of a breakthrough that has been years in the making. Choosing to subscribe to this channel is an act of obedience that secures your alignment with this new season. It ensures that your heart stays connected to the frequency of truth, keeping you positioned to hear every word of guidance I have for you as you move forward. Heaven is leaning in toward your life right now with great anticipation. The angels are already surrounding the things that concern you the most: your family, your health, your finances, and your peace of mind. I have seen every weapon that was formed with the intention of stopping you or stealing your joy, and I am here to remind you that they will not prosper. You have walked through the fire and you have waded through the storms. And though the enemy tried to use those experiences to write an ending of defeat and shame for your story, I am the only author of your life. I have already written the final chapters, and they are filled with victory, restoration, and a joy that will overflow into every area of your existence. The miracle has been set in motion, and what felt like a long, painful delay was actually me, pruning the people, the habits, and the mindsets from your life that wouldn't be able to survive where I am taking you next. I had to clear the space so that you could grow without being choked by the weeds of your past. I have been clearing the path and building your inner strength so that when the doors open, you can walk through them with a sense of calm peace rather than a sense of frantic pressure. I don't want to give you a blessing that overwhelms you or makes you lose your way. I want to give you a blessing that sustains you and anchors you. This is why the preparation took as long as it did. I was making for so long, carrying weights that weren't there. I was making sure your heart was steady and ready to carry the weight of the glory I am about to reveal through you. You have been strong for so many people for so long, carrying weights that weren't even yours to bear, and smiling through the pain while your heart was breaking in secret. I see that endurance, and I want you to know that it has moved the heart of heaven. Your reward is no longer a distant hope. It has arrived. I am restoring your name, your reputation, and your peace of mind. I am going back into the years you feel you lost to confusion, fear, and betrayal, and I am redeeming every single second of that time. There is a beautiful promise in the scriptures where I say that I will restore the years the locusts have eaten. I don't just give you back what was taken. I give it back better, stronger, and more abundant than it was before the loss. When I restore a life, the finished product is always more glorious and more resilient than the original. You should not be surprised when the blessing comes suddenly and changes everything in an instant. You have been so conditioned to expect delays and obstacles that a sudden move might feel shocking at first. But I am moving fast now because the time is right. You are going from being overlooked to being in a state of constant overflow. You are going from feeling rejected by men to being the one who is favored by God in every room you enter. This is what I do for my children who hold on to my hand even when it hurts. There is a deep, ancient wisdom that has been woven into the very fabric of the universe, a divine logic that governs how resources move and how abundance finds its way to those who are ready to receive it. You have often looked at the world and seen a place of scarcity, a place where you have to fight for every penny and scrape by just to survive. But I want to pull back the curtain and show you the reality of my kingdom. I've established laws of spiritual provision that are more reliable than the rising of the sun. There is a way of thinking, a way of speaking, and a way of aligning your heart that opens the windows of heaven until there is not room enough to receive the blessing. You might have heard whispers of hidden knowledge or brain triggers that the world's most influential people use to attract wealth. While the world tries to hide these truths or sell them as secrets, I want you to see them for what they truly are: simple principles of divine agreement. When your mind and your heart come into total alignment with my word, you become an irresistible magnet for the provision I have already set aside for your name before you ever took your first breath. You were never meant to walk through this life in a state of constant grinding lack. You are not cursed to live a life of not enough, and you are certainly not behind some invisible clock. You are a child of the King, and the limitless resources of the heavenly kingdom are available to you when you learn to shift your frequency from fear to faith. I am breaking every lie right now that has ever told you that you are disqualified from being financially free, or that your past mistakes have barred you from future prosperity. You are not too late to the table, and you are not an afterthought in my plan for the world. My love for you has never wavered, not even for a single second when you were at your lowest point. Even before you made your first mistake or took your first wrong turn, I already had a massive plan for your total redemption and your total provision. I did not lead you through the difficult wilderness seasons just to leave you there to starve or to watch you struggle. I walked with you through every parched valley, and when you felt like you couldn't take another step, I was the one carrying you on my shoulders. Some of you are standing here today and listening to my voice only because I held your life and your mind together when you had absolutely nothing left to give. You may not even realize it yet, but you were never, ever alone in that financial struggle or that season of debt. There is a truth deep in your spirit that is waking up right now, a truth that says you are being called out of the pit of lack and into a spacious, wide-open place of abundance. My presence is your ultimate shelter, and my hand is the one that goes before you to create opportunities where there were only walls. My angels have been dispatched specifically to stand guard over your household and your professional future. You will not be harmed by the shifting tides of the world's economy because you are operating under a completely different system, the system of grace. My word is not a maybe or a perhaps. It is a firm, unchanging promise that I will provide for my own. The pain you have endured regarding your finances and your security is not in vain. I never waste your pain. I transform it into power. I am going to use the very areas where you felt the most lack to create the greatest testimony of my provision in your entire community. If you are ready to receive this provision, hitting the like button serves as your point of contact with my promise. It is an act of agreement that tells the heavens you are no longer in lack, but in alignment with the wealth of the kingdom, speeding up the delivery of every resource you need. I am giving you beauty for the ashes of your past financial mistakes and the regrets of what you should have done. I am giving you a deep joy for the mourning you felt over what was lost to the thief. You don't have to understand the complex mechanics of how the breakthrough will manifest. You just have to trust that I am the God who makes a way through the sea. I have been moving mountains behind the scenes that you didn't even know existed, and I have been clearing people from your path who would have tried to steal your coming harvest. This is your time to step into the overflow. I want to talk to you very specifically now about the parts of your life that you have kept hidden from everyone else. The wounds that don't leave physical scars, but leave a deep ache in your soul. I am talking about those quiet, exhausting battles with your health that make you feel older than your years, and those broken pieces of your heart that you have tried to glue back together in the dark when no one was watching. You have spent so much of your precious energy trying to look perfectly okay on the outside, wearing a mask of strength, while you were silently bleeding on the inside from the weight of trauma and disappointment. I want you to know today that I am the God who sees every single cell in your body and every dusty corner of your soul. That sickness you have been battling, the one that has stolen your energy and made you feel like a prisoner in your own life, is not your final chapter. I am bringing a wave of healing into your life that is not just a temporary fix or a moment of relief, but a total, permanent restoration. I am reaching into the places where the trauma of the past has settled into your bones and I am breathing new, vibrant life into you. You are going to feel a strength returning to your body that you haven't felt in years, and you will find yourself doing things you honestly thought were no longer possible for you. Cried over the people who walked away when they were in need. I have seen the tears you cried over the people who walked away when you needed them the most. I have seen the sharp pain of the betrayals that made you want to close your heart off and never trust another person again. I am moving in those broken, empty spaces right now. Restoration is not just about getting back what was lost. It is about me rebuilding your life in a way that is far better and more resilient than it ever was before the breaking. I am mending the fences and softening the hearts of those you thought were gone for good. And I am bringing peace to the memories that used to haunt you. But even more than that, I am giving you the peace to know that if someone doesn't return to your life, it is because I have cleared that space for someone who will truly value and honor the treasure that you are. You have wondered if I have forgotten the prayers you whispered about your family, your children, and your loved ones. I want to tell you today that I have been watering those seeds of prayer with my grace every single day, and the harvest of peace in your home is finally beginning to sprout through the soil. You have been carrying a weight of emotional exhaustion that has made it almost impossible for you to dream about a better future. You have been so busy just trying to survive the next hour that you haven't had the luxury of looking toward the horizon. But look at you. Look at how far you have come, and the fact that you are still here, still listening, and still hoping. That resilience is proof of my hand on your life. The enemy of your soul tried to use your pain to disqualify you and make you think you were too damaged to be useful. But I am the God who uses the most cracked vessels to carry the most brilliant light. Your wounds are being transformed into wells of wisdom that will nourish others. Your scars are becoming signs of supernatural strength that will encourage everyone who sees you. I am not just repairing the old version of you. I am creating a version of you that is more powerful, more compassionate, and more focused than you have ever been in your life. If this word has resonated in your spirit and you sense that heaven is speaking directly to you, type Amen in the comments below. Let this be your public declaration, your agreement with the total restoration of your body and soul, and your activation into this new season of wellness. It is my gift to you because you are mine, and I never leave my children in their pain. So hard? Why does it feel like I am being so hard? Why does it feel like I am being tested at every turn? And why do the trials never seem to end? My child, I want you to understand the deep, sacred mystery of the pressing. Think of the olive and the grape. For them to produce the valuable oil and the fine wine, they must go through a season of intense, heavy pressure. Without the pressing, there is no flow. Without the crushing, there is no essence. The struggle you have been through was never meant to destroy you, though it felt like it at the time. It was meant to produce something in you that the world desperately needs. I was refining you in the fire of life, not to burn you up, but to burn away the impurities and the extra things that would have slowed you down or weighed you occupied in the next season of your destiny. I was building a spiritual endurance in you that will allow you to stand firm and lead others when everyone else is falling. The pressing was absolutely necessary for the precious oil of my anointing to flow through your life with purity and power. I know it was painful, and I know there were nights when you honestly didn't think you would make it to the morning light. But I was right there in the fire with you, standing closer than your own shadow. Just like I was with the 3 Hebrew boys in the furnace, I ensured that the only thing the fire burned off were the ropes and the chains that were tying you down and keeping you from your potential. You are coming out of this season with a freedom that you never knew was possible for a human being. You are coming out with a clarity of purpose that can only be found in the quiet of the wilderness. I used the silence of the last few months to help you hear my voice more clearly, away from the distractions of the crowd. I used the isolation you felt to strengthen your direct connection to me. You thought you were being ignored or forgotten, but you were actually being preserved and protected for a specific date in the future. I had to hide you for a while so that the world couldn't influence or corrupt the delicate work I was doing in the secret place of your heart. Now, the season of pressing is coming to an abrupt end, and the season of pouring is beginning. When you subscribe to this channel, you are making a commitment to stay in the flow of my presence. This simple step of obedience acts as an anchor for your soul, securing your place in the new season and ensuring you don't miss a single drop of the oil I am pouring out over your life. You are about to see how all of those senseless moments of pain and all those wasted years are going to start making perfect divine sense. You will look back with tears of gratitude and see that if that specific door hadn't closed, you wouldn't have been in the right position for the massive one I am about to swing open. If that person hadn't walked away from you, you wouldn't have had the room to grow into your true, powerful self. I never waste a single tear or a single heartbeat of pain. I am the master artist who takes the messy, broken pieces of a human life and turns them into a masterpiece of divine grace. You have been faithful in the small, painful things, and now I'm going to make you a ruler over much. The weight you carried wasn't a burden meant to break your back. It was a barbell meant to build your spirit, and now you are strong enough to carry the weight of the glory that is coming. There is a powerful and deep work of liberation happening in your bloodline right this very moment. You may have felt it as a heavy, unexplained weight that has followed you for years, but I want you to understand that you have been carrying the weight of entire generations on your shoulders without even realizing it. You have been fighting battles that your parents fought, and their parents before them, often feeling like you were trapped in a loop that you didn't create. You have felt the pull of certain habits, the shadow of certain fears, and the limitations of certain mindsets that seemed like they were just a permanent part of your DNA. You've looked at the history of your family and seen patterns of lack, patterns of broken hearts, or patterns of silent suffering, and you wondered if that was simply your destiny as well. But I am telling you today, with spiritual authority, that you were chosen to be the holy circuit breaker in your family line. You are the one I have anointed to stand up in the middle of the storm and say, the cycle of struggle stops right here with me. The struggles that have haunted your lineage for decades, whether it was the spirit of poverty, the grip of addiction, the cloud of depression, or the pain of broken homes, are losing their power over your life as you listen to these words. I have called you out of the crowd to be the first to walk in a completely different kind of freedom. You will be the first in your family to see a certain kind of financial overflow that changes your last name forever. You will be the first to experience a marriage and a home life that is full of genuine peace, laughter, and mutual respect. You will be the first to live a life that is defined by a clear, divine purpose rather than just a desperate daily scramble for survival. This is exactly why the fight has been so intense for you lately. The enemy of your soul knew that if he could stop you, he could keep your entire family line in bondage for another 50 years. But he completely underestimated the strength of the spirit I placed inside of you before you were ever born. You are breaking spiritual curses that you didn't even know existed, and you are planting seeds of blessing that will shade your children and your children's children for years to come. You are not just living for yourself anymore. You are living for the generations that are coming after you, who will look back at your life and call you blessed. Your obedience in this moment is creating a brand new heritage of faith and favor. If you are ready to stand as the pioneer of your family and watch as the old chains finally fall away, type, "I break the cycle" in the comments right now. By writing this, you are marking the moment where the struggle of your ancestors ends and the victory of your generation begins. Do not be intimidated by the fact that you are the first one to do it. It can feel lonely to be the pioneer, the one who is leading the way into the beautiful unknown, but I am with you every single step of the way. I am giving you the blueprints for a life that your ancestors couldn't even imagine in their wildest dreams. I am giving you a new name and a new royal identity. You are no longer defined by where you came from or what your family didn't have. You are defined by where I am taking you and what I am providing. The world may have tried to label you based on your past, but I have labeled you as a child of the King and a conqueror. I want you to walk with your head held high, knowing that the chains have fallen and the path is completely clear. You are stepping into a territory of favor that has been reserved just for you since the beginning of time. As you move forward, you will see the walls that held your family back for years begin to crumble to dust at your feet. We are entering a moment of supernatural, divine speed in your life. You have spent years walking through what felt like a dry, endless desert, and it felt like progress was painfully slow, and every single inch of ground was hard-won through sweat and tears. But I am the creator of time itself, and I am not bound by the calendars, the clocks, or the logical projections of men. When I decide it is time for a harvest, I can make things happen in 10 days that the world says should have taken 10 years. I am breathing my spirit on your efforts right now and causing an acceleration that will leave you and everyone around you in absolute awe. You are about to experience suddenly moments that will change the trajectory of your life. Suddenly, the phone will ring with the opportunity you've waited a lifetime for. Suddenly, your body will feel the surge of health and vitality you thought was gone forever. Suddenly, the resources will appear from an unexpected source to fund the big dream I gave you years ago. You have been in a long season of slow and steady, but you are moving into a season of swift and sure. Liking this video right now is more than just a click. It is a physical act of faith that signals your spirit is ready for the shift. Let this simple gesture be the spark that accelerates the momentum of your breakthrough and brings your miracle into the visible realm faster than you ever imagined. Type Amen to activate this divine speed. Let this be your signal to the heavens that you are ready to run through the open doors and receive in days what used to take years. I want you to stop overthinking the timeline and stop worrying that you have missed your window of opportunity. Stop looking at your age and thinking you are too old to start over or too late to be successful. Stop looking at the news and thinking it's the wrong time to build. I work entirely outside of those human limitations. Sarah was well past the age of childbearing when she conceived, and Joseph went from a cold prison cell to a royal palace in a single day. I have not changed, and my power is still the same today as it was then. You are not behind in life. You are exactly where you need to be for the explosion of favor that is about to take place. I delayed certain things in your past specifically to protect you from a version of success that would have destroyed you before you were ready. But now, you have the character to carry the crown. You have the humility to handle the height. You are fully ready for the acceleration. As things begin to move quickly, I need you to stay deeply grounded in my presence. Don't let the speed of the blessing cause you to lose sight of the source of the blessing. I am the one who is opening the doors that no man can shut, and I am the one who will give you the divine wisdom to manage everything that is on the other side of those doors. You don't have to worry about how you will keep up with the new pace of your life. My grace is the fuel that will keep you going without burning out. You will find that you have a supernatural energy and a divine focus that allows you to handle new responsibilities with an ease that surprises you. The things that used to stress you out and keep you awake at night will no longer have a hold on you because you will be operating from a place of total, unshakable trust. This is the year of the great turnaround, and the momentum is building even as you hear these words and feel your spirit rising. I want to remind you of a truth that many have tried to hide or keep for themselves, but it is a truth as old as the stars and as constant as the gravity that holds the earth. There is a way of speaking into the spiritual atmosphere that triggers an immediate response from the heavens. Many people in high places know that there is a brain trigger, a specific alignment of 9 words that, when spoken with a heart of pure faith, can shift the flow of resources directly into your life. While the world tries to sell this as a dark secret or a hidden government file, I want you to see it for what it truly is: the law of the kingdom. When you speak words of abundance, you are no longer in agreement with the spirit of lack that tries to govern this world. You are tapping into a prehistoric brainwave of faith that I designed into your very being when I knit you together. This is why you feel a resonance, a vibration in your soul when you hear about these 9 words. It is your deep calling unto my deep. When you like this message, you are partnering with the light and inviting the divine flow to move with even greater speed. It is a seed of faith that tells the universe you believe in the impossible, causing the waves of abundance to reach your shores sooner than the world says is possible. You were never meant to be a beggar or a wanderer in a world that I created specifically for you to enjoy and steward. I have placed massive wealth and infinite resources in the earth for the benefit of my children. But for too long, those resources have been concentrated in the hands of those who do not know my heart. I am looking for people just like you, people who have been through the fire and stayed faithful, people who have been broken but stayed kind, to trust with the keys of abundance. I am activating the pathways in your mind right now that will lead you to creative ideas, divine connections, and financial breakthroughs that will shock those who doubted you. You will find that money begins to flow towards you not because you are chasing it with anxiety, but because you are finally in alignment with the purpose for which I created you. I am pulling back the curtain on the lies of the enemy that have kept you in financial bondage for years. You are not meant to live paycheck to paycheck, wondering if there will be enough for tomorrow's bread. I am the God of more than enough, the God of the overflow. I am the one who fed 5,000 people with just a few loaves and a couple of fish. And I am the one who told Peter to find the tax coin in the very first fish he caught. I have 1,000 different ways to get provision to you that you haven't even thought of yet. I need you to let go of your logical, limited calculations and start leaning into my supernatural possibilities. This 9-word script of your soul, I am fully supplied by the riches of God's grace, is more than just a phrase. It is a reality that is manifesting in your physical life right now. Click into that belief, hold on to that hope with everything you have, and watch as the windows of heaven begin to pour out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. This secret is being revealed to you because you are finally ready to be a conduit of my goodness to a world that is starving for hope. I want to invite you to take a very honest look at the words you have been using to describe your life, your health, and your future lately. You may not even realize it, but the very language you speak serves as the invisible blueprint for the world you are building around yourself every single day. For a long time, because of the pain you were in, you have spoken the language of the valley. You have used words like exhausted, forgotten, impossible, and not enough. I am not blaming you for this. After all, you are simply speaking from the place of your current reality. But today, I am giving you a brand new divine vocabulary. I am teaching you how to speak the language of the mountaintop. I want you to start using words like favored, restored, empowered, and fully supplied. When you change the words you use, you change the atmosphere of your heart, and when the atmosphere of your heart changes, the physical world around you has no choice but to shift and follow suit. You have a creative power within you that was given by the Creator Himself, and it is time for you to stop using that power to describe your problems and start using it to declare your divine solutions. By subscribing today, you are choosing to surround yourself with the vocabulary of the mountaintop. It is an act of obedience that secures your mental alignment with my promises. making sure you stay focused on the light as you walk through every transition. Think about a beautiful garden for a moment. If you plant seeds of weeds and thorns, you cannot be surprised when your garden is filled with things that choke the life out of your flowers. Your mind is that garden, and your words are the seeds you plant every time you open your mouth. For years, you have been planting seeds of doubt and fear because those were the only seeds you thought you had available. But look into my hand right now. I am handing you the seeds of promise. I am handing you the words that I have spoken over you since before the foundations of the world were laid. I want you to start planting these words into your morning and your evening. Instead of saying, "I don't know how I will make it through this month," I want you to say, "The God of the universe is my provider, and He is making a way for me right now." Instead of saying, "I am so lonely and forgotten," I want you to say, "I am surrounded by a cloud of witnesses and the loving presence of the Almighty." These are not just positive affirmations. These are spiritual decrees that align your earthly reality with my heavenly intention for your life. You might feel like your voice is small, but in the spiritual realm, even a whisper of faith sounds like a thunderclap that shakes the gates of hell. Every time you choose to speak my promises over your life, you are sending a signal to the heavens that you are ready for the manifestation of your miracle. This is the true, deep meaning of agreement. When you agree with what I say about you, the resistance of the enemy begins to melt away like wax before a fire. The mental fog that has been clouding your judgment and making you feel aimless will start to clear as you speak light into your own darkness. You will find that as your language shifts, your entire perspective on life shifts as well. You will start to see massive opportunities where you once saw only obstacles. You will start to see the hand of favor moving in places that used to feel like dead ends. This is not about pretending that challenges don't exist. It is about knowing that the word I have placed in your mouth is far more powerful than any challenge you will ever face. There is a glorious unveiling happening in your life right now that is going to surprise even you and leave your enemies speechless. You have spent so long identifying with your struggle and your pain that you have almost forgotten who you were originally created to be. You have looked in the mirror and seen a survivor, a victim of circumstance, or someone who is just barely getting by. But I am stripping away those old, tattered garments of shame and struggle today, and I am dressing you in the royal robes of your true identity. You are being transformed from a caterpillar into a butterfly, and the long, dark process of shedding the old skin is finally completely finished. You cannot go back to the way you used to crawl on the ground. You were made for the heights. You were made to soar on the wings of my spirit. The version of you that was timid, fearful, and hesitant is being replaced by a version of you that is bold, confident, and full of divine authority. You were marked by me before you were even a thought in your parents' minds. I chose you, I anointed you, and I set you apart for a purpose that only you and no one else can fulfill. This is exactly why you never quite fit into the boxes the world tried to put you in. This is why you always felt like there was something more, even when you couldn't put words to it or find it in the things of this world. That more is the calling that I placed deep within your soul before time began. It is a calling to be a light in dark places, a healer of the brokenhearted, and a living, breathing testimony of my goodness. You are not an accident of nature or a mistake of history. You are a masterpiece of divine design. Every trial you have faced, no matter how painful, was actually a tool I used to chisel away the parts of you that weren't the real you. Now, the real you is emerging, and it is more beautiful, more radiant, and more powerful than you ever imagined. I want you to start walking like someone who knows they are covered by the favor of God. I want you to start making decisions from a place of total victory, rather than a place of desperation. When you know who you are, you don't have to beg for a seat at the table. You know that I have already prepared a table for you in the very presence of those who wished for your downfall. You don't have to chase after the fleeting approval of people because you already have the standing ovation of heaven. This new identity is your unshakable shield. It will protect you from the arrows of criticism and the whispers of inadequacy. When the enemy tries to remind you of your past, you can remind him of your bright future. When the world tries to tell you that you are not enough, you can rest in the truth that my grace is more than enough for you. Type Amen below if you sense the metamorphosis happening. Let this be your definitive seal on this word, acknowledging that you are no longer a victim of your past, but a victor of your future. I want to talk to you about the invisible, yet impenetrable wall that I have built around your life, your home, and your future. For many years, you have often felt exposed to the harsh and unpredictable winds of the world, wondering if you were simply one bad day or one unexpected crisis away from losing everything you have worked so hard to build. You have walked with a sense of vulnerability, feeling as though you were standing alone in a vast field during a storm. But as you step into this new season of miracle and manifestation, I want you to truly understand the reality of my divine protection. You are not walking through this life alone, and you are certainly not unprotected. I have placed a shield of favor around you that the world, despite all its noise and chaos, simply cannot penetrate. This shield is not made of anything man-made or temporary. It is made of my very promise to never leave you nor forsake you. When you wake up in the morning, I want you to visualize this light of my presence surrounding you, filtering out the negativity, the envy of others, and the subtle spiritual attacks that once made you feel so heavy and weary. You are entering a zone of absolute safety where the weapons formed against you will not only fail to prosper, but they will actually serve as the necessary backdrop for my greatest display of grace in your life. This protection extends deep into your mind and your emotional well-being. For a long time, you have been a target for anxiety and intrusive thoughts that told you that something bad was always just around the corner. You have lived with that, waiting for the other shoe to drop feeling, a spiritual weight that has stolen your sleep and your joy. I am lifting that weight off you right now. My peace is acting as a divine sentry at the door of your heart. It is a peace that stands guard, turning away the lies of the enemy before they can even take root in your spirit. You will find that you can sleep through the entire night again because you finally realize that the one who watches over you never slumbers or sleeps. You are being shielded from the drama of others and the chaotic energy of a world in flux. I am creating a secret place for you, a sanctuary within your own soul where you can retreat and find supernatural strength whenever you need it. You no longer have to live in a state of high alert, constantly bracing for impact or catastrophe. You can relax into the arms of my providence, knowing that I have already seen what is coming, and I have already provided the way through it. Let your like on this video be a declaration of your safety. By doing so, you are activating the divine acceleration of your peace, ensuring that the protection I have promised manifests over your household without any further delay. Your family is also covered under this canopy of protection. I know how much you worry about your children, your spouse, and your aging parents in the quiet moments of the day. I want you to release that heavy worry to me today. Just as I protected the households of my people in ancient times, I am marking your household with the seal of my favor. There is a hedge of protection around your property and your possessions. You will start to notice that things that used to break down or go wrong are now being preserved by my hand. You will notice that the people you love are being guided by what the world calls lucky coincidences, but you will know they are actually my angels redirecting their steps away from harm. This is the benefit of the covenant I have with you. Because you have honored me with your faith, I am honoring you with my constant watch care. You can walk boldly into this next chapter, not with arrogance, but with the quiet confidence of a child who knows their father owns the entire world and has promised to keep them safe. There is a powerful and unstoppable process of reclamation beginning in your life right now. Throughout your journey, there have been many things taken from you, sometimes by people who didn't value the gift you are, sometimes by circumstances that felt cruel and unfair, and sometimes by the silent thief of time. You have mourned the loss of years spent in the wrong relationships, the loss of money spent on things that didn't last, and the loss of opportunities that seemed to vanish into thin air just as you reached for them. I want you to hear me clearly today. I am the God of the second chance, and I am the God of total restoration. I am not just going to give you new things to replace the old ones. I am going to reclaim and restore the very essence of what you thought was gone forever. I am going back into your past and extracting the value from every trial you endured, and I am multiplying it into your present reality. Think of the joy you thought you lost during those long, dark seasons of your life. I am bringing it back to you, but this time it will be a joy that is seasoned with wisdom and depth, making it even sweeter than before. Think of the reputation that was tarnished by the lies and misunderstandings of others. I am restoring your name, and I am doing it in a way that causes those who doubted you to see the undeniable fruit of my favor on your life. I am reclaiming your time. I am going to cause your efforts to be so productive in this next season that you will accomplish more in 1 month than you used to accomplish in a year of striving. The locusts that ate away at your confidence and your peace are being driven out of your territory once and for all. You are standing on the ground of a divine reversal. What was meant to be a permanent loss is being turned into a temporary lesson that has prepared you for a permanent gain. I am your vindicator, and it is my good pleasure to give you the kingdom. If you are claiming back the years, the joy, and the resources that were once stolen from you, type, "I claim my restoration" in the comments. Let this act of faith serve as a divine receipt, declaring that everything taken from you is now being returned with interest. You don't have to go back and try to fix the past yourself with your own hands. You don't have to chase down the people who hurt you and demand an explanation or an apology. I am the one who balances the books of heaven. I see every debt that is owed to you, the emotional debts, the financial debts, and the spiritual debts, and I am settling those accounts on your behalf. You will find that resources come to you from unexpected places, almost as if they were waiting for this exact moment to be released into your hands. You will find that people you haven't heard from in years will reach out to offer the very thing you needed. This is the work of my hand, bringing back to you what was always yours by divine right. Receive this restoration with open arms and a grateful heart. Don't question if you deserve it. You are my child, and my love for you is the only qualification you need. Every stolen moment is being redeemed, and every lost dream is being breathed back to life with the fire of my spirit. As you move deeper into this miracle season, I am calling you to step into a level of authority that you have never operated in before. Up until now, you have spent a lot of your time reacting to life. You have been waiting to see what happens and then trying your best to deal with the consequences. But I am changing your position today from a responder to a declarer. I have placed a supernatural authority in your voice and in your spirit. When you speak to the mountains in your life, they must move. When you command peace to be still in your mind, the storms of anxiety must obey. This is not because of your own human strength or your own perfect track record, but because of the name that I have given you the right to use. You are an ambassador of the Most High, and you carry the credentials of heaven wherever you go. I want you to stop asking for permission to be blessed and start walking in the reality of the blessing I have already provided. This authority means that you no longer have to settle for the crumbs that fall from the table of life. You can sit at the head of the table, If you encounter a door that is closed, you don't have to walk away in defeat or rejection. You can ask me for the key, or you can use your authority to speak to that door until it opens. I am giving you a divine weight in your presence. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere will begin to shift because of the anointing that is on your life. People will look to you for leadership and wisdom, even in areas where you don't feel like an expert. This is my spirit speaking through you, giving you words that cut through confusion and bring clarity to the chaos. You are being positioned as a game changer in your family, in your workplace, and in your community. You have survived the training ground of the wilderness, and now you are ready to rule in the land of your promise. It is time to stop playing small and start living in the magnitude of your calling. Let your subscription be your first decree of authority. It is an act of spiritual obedience that signals you are moving out of the crowd and into the inner circle of my favor, securing your alignment with the high calling I have placed upon your life. Use this authority with humility and love, but do not be afraid to use it. When fear tries to whisper to you at night, talk back to it. Tell fear that it has no place in a heart that is occupied by my love. When lack tries to tell you that you won't have enough, remind yourself that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. You are not a victim of the economy or the opinions of others. You are a victor through the one who loved you first. Every step you take from this day forward should be a step of authority. Walk with your shoulders back and your heart open. You are no longer under the circumstances. You are over them. I have given you the power to bind up the things that have been hindering you and to loose the blessings that have been stored up for you. This is your birthright. I am establishing a new covenant of peace with you today, a peace that is not dependent on your bank account, the weather, or the behavior of the people around you. This is a deep, foundational peace that acts as an anchor for your soul in a world that is constantly shaking. In the past, your peace was easily disturbed. A single negative comment or a small unexpected bill could send you into a spiral of worry and doubt for days. But I am making your spirit unshakable in this season. I am weaving my peace into the very fabric of your nervous system, teaching your body and your mind how to stay calm and focused in the midst of any storm. This is the peace that I gave to my servants who faced lions' dens and fiery furnaces. It is a peace that says, I know who my God is, and therefore I know that I am okay, no matter what I see. This covenant of peace is a promise that I will handle the how so that you can focus on the who. You don't have to figure out all the complicated details of how your miracle will manifest or how the doors will open. That is my job, and I am very good at it. Your job is to stay in the place of peace and trust. When you are in peace, you are in a state of high receptivity, ready to catch the signals I am sending you. When you are in worry, you are in a state of resistance, pushing away the very thing you are praying for. I want you to be a wide open channel for my blessings. This peace will guide your decisions with surgical precision. If you feel a check in your spirit or a lack of peace about a certain direction, pay attention. That is my guidance system protecting you from a wrong turn. But when you feel that deep, resonant yes in your heart, move forward with total and absolute confidence. You will find that as you prioritize my peace, everything else in your life begins to fall into its proper place with very little effort on your part. I am also bringing peace to your past. I am silencing the echoes of regret and the what-ifs that have kept you awake at night for far too long. I am declaring a truce over your history. You are no longer at war with yourself over what you did or didn't do. You have been forgiven. You have been washed clean, and you are being given a fresh start today. This peace is the foundation upon which I am building your new life. It is the soil in which your dreams will finally grow to their full height. You will be known as a person of peace, a calm in the storm, for others who are still struggling in the waves. Your very presence will be a source of comfort to those around you, and you will find that the people who used to bring drama into your life will either change their ways or be moved out of your circle because they can no longer find a foothold in your peaceful atmosphere. You have spent a lot of time in your life building on shifting sand, trusting in things that could be taken away, people who could change their minds, or your own strength that could fail you at any moment. But today, I am moving you onto the unshakable foundation. I am the Rock of Ages, and when you build your life on me and my promises, you simply cannot be moved. The world around you may experience tremors, shifts, and changes, but your house will stand firm because of the foundation it sits upon. I am teaching you how to build a life that is future-proof. This foundation is made of the truths we have discussed: your new identity, your authority, your protection, and your peace. When these things are settled in your heart, you become a permanent fixture of my grace in the earth. You are no longer a tempest-tossed soul, but a steady, shining. I am building your life to last for generations. I am not interested in giving you a flash-in-the-pan success that disappears as quickly as it came. I am building a legacy through you. This means that the blessings I am pouring out now are designed to have incredible staying power. Your financial breakthrough will have a foundation of divine wisdom, so that you don't just receive it, but you keep it, protect it, and grow it. Your relationships will have a foundation of truth and grace so that they can weather all the seasons of life. Your health will have a foundation of my life-giving spirit so that you have the vitality to finish your race with joy and strength. Every area of your life is being reinforced by my hand right now. You may not see the work happening under the surface, but the roots of your life are going deeper than ever before. This unshakable foundation is what allows you to be truly generous. When you know that your source is inexhaustible and your foundation is solid, you don't have to live in a scarcity mindset where you are afraid of running out. You can give of your time, your love, and your resources freely because you know that more is always on the way from the Father. You are becoming a pillar of strength for your community and your family. People will look at your stability and your consistency in the face of trial, and they will be drawn to the God you serve. You don't have to fear the future because you know who holds the future in his hands. You are standing on holy ground, and the ground is solid. You are being established, strengthened, and settled. This is the culmination of everything you have been through, the realization that you are built on something that cannot fail. Rest in this certainty. Lean into my strength. The foundation is laid, and the structure of your beautiful new life is rising for all to see. I want you to take a slow, deep breath and think about those who walked this earth long before you were even a thought. You are not a solitary tree standing alone in a vast, empty field. You are part of a deep, ancient, and resilient forest. For generations, there have been prayers whispered by your ancestors in the middle of the night. Prayers for freedom, prayers for provision, and prayers for a better life that you are just now beginning to see answered in your own reality. There were massive dreams held by your grandmothers and grandfathers that they never got to see manifest in their own lifetimes due to the limitations of their era. But those dreams didn't die with them when they passed. They were passed down through the Spirit, waiting for someone with the courage, the faith, and the heart to finally carry them across the finish line. My child, I am telling you today that you are that person. You are the long-awaited harvest of 100 years of hope. The intense struggles you have faced were not just about your own personal life. They were about clearing the thick weeds of lack and fear that have choked your family line for decades. When you feel a sudden surge of strength or a moment of absolute clarity, you are often tapping into the collective faith of those who prayed for a day when one of their own would finally walk in total, uninhibited freedom. This is exactly why your journey has felt so much heavier than those around you at times. You weren't just carrying your own luggage. You were carrying the untapped potential and the unrealized promises of an entire lineage. But hear me clearly today. The weight is shifting from your shoulders to my hands. You are no longer the one carrying the burden. You are the one reaping the reward of generations of faithfulness. I am honoring the devotion of those who didn't live to see the promise by pouring it out in a double portion upon you. You are stepping into rooms that your ancestors were never allowed to enter, and you are being welcomed at tables where they were once excluded. You are handling resources and influence that they only dreamed of in their quietest moments. This is not just luck or a random turn of the cosmic wheel. This is the fulfillment of a divine covenant that spans across time. I do not forget a single prayer whispered in secret, and I do not ignore a single tear shed in faith. The seed of their devotion has finally grown into a massive tree of blessing. And you are the one I have chosen to sit in its shade and eat its sweet fruit. Tapping that like button is your way of saying yes to the speed of heaven over your family line. It is a small but powerful act of faith that pulls your future victories into your present moment, accelerating the harvest that your ancestors prayed for. I want you to look at your children, your grandchildren, and your future descendants through this lens of victory. Because you chose to stay faithful in the furnace of affliction, their path is going to be so much smoother than yours ever was. You are digging the deep wells that they will drink from for years to come. You are building the unshakable foundations that they will stand upon. The firsts that we talked about earlier, being the first to be debt-free, the first to be truly healed in the soul, and the first to live in constant peace. These are the new benchmarks for your entire family. You are literally rewriting the history books of your bloodline as you listen to this message. No longer will your family name be associated with struggle, barely making it, or missed opportunities. From this day forward, your name will be associated with the God of more than enough. You are the living proof that my promises are true and that they extend to 1,000 generations of those who love me. Walk with a profound sense of honor today, knowing that you are the living answer to a century of prayers. There is a specific, rare kind of wisdom that can only be discovered in the quiet, hidden moments of life. You have spent a long season in what felt like the secret place, a time where it seemed like you were isolated, tucked away from the world, and perhaps even forgotten by those you once knew. You might have felt lonely during those months, but I want you to see today that you were actually being schooled by my spirit in the deep things of the heart. In that silence, I was teaching you how to discern my steady voice from the loud, distracting noise of the crowd. I was showing you the vital difference between a good opportunity and a God opportunity. This wisdom is now your greatest asset as you step into the fullness of your miracle. The world is full of people who have outward success but no inner peace, and people who have money but no spiritual wisdom. But because you waited on me in the secret place, I have prepared you to have both. You are going to move with a divine precision and a focus that will baffle those who only look at the surface of things. This wisdom will show you exactly how to handle the abundance that is coming into your hands. When the resources start to flow, and they will flow in waves, you won't be overwhelmed, anxious, or driven by greed, because your heart has already been anchored in me. You will know exactly who to help, yes, where to invest your energy, and when it is best to keep quiet and observe. You have learned through the fire that my whisper is more powerful than the world's loudest shout. This quiet confidence is what will make you a natural leader in this next chapter of your story. People will be naturally drawn to you because they can sense that you carry a depth of understanding that simply cannot be bought with money or earned through a degree. You have a spiritual maturity that was forged in the dark, and it is now fully ready to shine in the light. You will find yourself knowing things you weren't taught and understanding complex situations before they even fully unfold. This is the gift of discernment that I have placed within you. I want you to continue to prioritize that secret place of prayer and stillness. even as your life becomes busier with the manifestation of your many blessings. Don't let the noise of your success drown out the gentle whisper of your source. The wisdom I have given you is not a one-time gift. It is a daily bread that must be gathered in my presence. The more you lean into me and trust my guidance, the more I will reveal to you the deep things, the creative strategies for your business, the words of healing for your friends, and the innovative ideas that will change your world for the better. You are not just a spectator of my work. You are a co-laborer in the kingdom. We are building this beautiful new life together, and the wisdom you carry is the golden thread that holds everything together. You have been well trained through your trials, my child. You are ready for the responsibility and the honor of the throne I have prepared for you. You have spent a lot of time in your life asking for a miracle, and I want you to know that I have heard every single one of those cries. But I want to let you in on a beautiful, divine secret today. I am not just giving you a miracle, I am making you into a miracle. As you receive my healing, my provision, and my unshakable peace, you are becoming a living, breathing billboard for my grace. Your life is becoming a map for others who are still lost in the wilderness of their own pain. When people see the radical transformation in you, when they see the genuine joy that has replaced your deep sorrow and the abundance that has replaced your lack, they will realize that if I did it for you, I can surely do it for them too. You are being positioned as a deliverer in your own right. You are going to use your testimony to break the heavy chains off others who are still in bondage. Your words will carry a weight of authority because they are backed by the undeniable evidence of your own life. This is the true, higher purpose of the overflow I am sending you. Odin, I am not just filling your cup so that you can finally have enough for yourself. I am filling it so that it runs over into the lives of everyone you touch. You are going to be the answer to someone else's desperate prayer. You will find yourself in the right place at exactly the right time to offer the exact word of encouragement or the exact amount of help that someone has been crying out for. This is the economy of heaven. The more you give and flow, the more I give to you, because I know that you are a safe, clean channel for my goodness. You won't have to worry about running out of resources because you are connected to an infinite supply that never runs dry. The more you shine your light to help others, the brighter my presence becomes in your own life. You are moving from the role of the receiver to the honored role of the distributor of my grace. Think of the people in your life right now who are currently where you used to be, hurting, confused, and afraid. Don't look at them with judgment or pride, but with the eyes of my compassion. Remember how it felt to be tired, overlooked, and unsure of the next step. You have been given the keys to the very prison cells they are currently sitting in. When you speak to them, you won't be speaking from a place of empty theory. You will be speaking from a place of lived experience. You can look them in the eye and say, I was there. I felt that pain, and I know the way out. This is the highest calling and the greatest honor of your life. Every battle you won was not just for your own trophy case. It was to gain the expertise to help someone else win their battle. You are a bridge builder, a chain breaker, and a hope bringer. As you step into this role, you will find a satisfaction and a fulfillment that no amount of money or status could ever provide. You were blessed to be a blessing, and the best part of your journey is just beginning. There is a brand new song rising in your heart today, and it sounds nothing like the laments and the cries of your past. For a very long time, the background music of your life was in a minor key. It was full of longing, sighing, and the heavy, repetitive beat of struggle. But I am changing the tune of your existence. I am putting a song of victory in your mouth that will cause the very atmosphere around you to vibrate with joy. This is the song of the redeemed. It is the song of the one who was lost, but now is found. the one who was broken but now is made whole. When you sing this song, not just with your physical voice, but with the way you live and breathe, you are declaring to the world that the darkness did not win the battle for your soul. You are announcing that the light has come and that it is here to stay forever. This joy is your strength, and it is a spiritual weapon that will silence the critics and the doubters who said you would never make it. This permanent presence means that you always have immediate access to the highest counsel in the universe. You always have a shoulder to lean on and a hand to hold when the path gets steep. I am in your daily conversations. I am in your dreams at night, and I am in your quietest, most private moments. I am the vibe and the atmosphere of your life now. When you feel that sudden warmth in your chest or that unexpected peace in your mind during a busy day, that is me reminding you that I am right here with you. I want you to live with a God consciousness that makes you feel incredibly brave and practically invincible. You are part of something much, much bigger than yourself, and you are being held by a love that has no beginning and no end. The story of your life is no longer a solo performance of struggle. It is a beautiful, harmonious duet between your faith and my faithfulness. I want you to take these truths and let them become the solid foundation of your new world. Don't let the thieves of doubt steal these words from your heart as soon as the video ends. Reread them, re-listen to them, and let them sink deep into the very marrow of your bones. You are a new creation in every sense of the word. The old, painful things have passed away, and behold, everything has become new. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are blessed in the city and blessed in the field. You are my pride and my joy, and I am so excited to see you walk out into the bright sunlight of your destiny. The world has been waiting for the miracle that is you. My dearest one, as this message reaches its final, lingering notes, I want you to sit in the stillness for just a single, quiet minute. Feel the air in your lungs and the steady beating of your heart. That is the rhythm of life, and it is a gift from me. You have traveled a very long, hard way to get to this moment of revelation. You have endured the dark night of the soul, and now you are standing at the glorious dawn of your greatest day. I want you to know that I am incredibly proud of you. I am proud of the way you held on when everything told you to let go. I am proud of the way you kept your heart soft in a hard world. I am proud of the way you are choosing to believe me today. As you leave this space and return to your daily life, I want you to walk with the scent of heaven on you. I want you to carry the fragrance of peace and the aroma of hope wherever you go. You are a marked person now, marked for favor, marked for protection, and marked for purpose. The angels who have been guarding this conversation are now following you into your world to ensure that every word spoken here today finds its way into your reality. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to strive. Just stay in the yes of your spirit. If you truly feel that this message was a divine appointment for you, I invite you to leave a comment with the word Amen or I receive. This is your way of putting a seal on this moment and telling the universe that you are in total agreement with my plan. As you step into this manifest upgrade, your spirit may feel the need to carry a physical symbol of this new covenant, a sacred reminder of the light that now dwells within you. To support this journey, I have prepared a collection of spiritual tools at Luxury Gold Palace. These are not mere jewelry, but prophetic points of contact designed to act as anchors for the blessing you have claimed today. Whether it is the clarifying frequency of amethyst to guard your peace, the radiant glow of citrine to mirror your coming financial overflow, or the celestial blue topaz to sharpen your divine discernment, these stones serve as earthly mirrors of heavenly truths. They are companions for your walk in favor, helping you stay tethered to the prophecy of your transformation. You can find these spiritual anchors by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. Remember, the resources for your journey are all around you. If you felt a tug toward the deeper wisdom of the 9-word triggers or the scientific secrets of abundance that we discussed, do not hesitate to explore the links in the description as well. I use many different ways to get my truths to my children, and sometimes the greatest breakthrough is just one simple act of faith away. But whether you follow that path or another, know that my hand is firmly upon you. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you are certainly not alone. Don't keep this miracle to yourself. Sharing this prophecy with even one person who needs hope is a seed of kindness that ensures the blessing takes root in your own home. Extend the light and let the harvest of favor follow you wherever you go. Go now into your miracle. Go now into your restoration. Go now and be the light that you were always meant to be. The miracle hasn't just arrived, it is living and breathing inside of you right now. I love you with an everlasting love, and I will be with you every step of the way. This is your new beginning. This is your victory. This is your time. God bless you, and I will see you in the overflow. Amen.